Welcome to the world of some edibles, where there's a variety of CBD and THC delights. Whether it's cookies, brownies, or rice cereal bars, Some Edibles has what you're looking for. Milligrams of CBD and THC on the label will help you discover your magical number. Not too little and not too much, just right. Order at someedibles.com and use coupon code DRUNKEN for 10% off your order. That's coupon code DRUNKEN for 10% off your order at someedibles.com. Everybody, welcome to Drunken Housewife Reviews. I'm Sarah, the Drunken Housewife.
And I'm her husband/host, Ian, who tries to keep her on the rails best I can.
And it's a full-time job. Today, return guest Larry Hankin. I've been looking forward to this for so long. I'm trying to think.
Larry gives good conversation.
Yeah, and let's see. Actor, writer, director, artist. What other? Yeah, comedian. What other hats have I missed that you wear on occasion?
And ditch digger.
There you go.
Guy you want to hang with at a party,
and train operator. Yeah, I can do, yeah, whatever you want. Sure.
There we go. Man about town. But we are here to talk to you about specifically your books.
That guy.
Yes, that guy is coming out in
March? I guess in March, next month.
Yes.
That's the rumor.
That's the rumor.
Okay. I can't bet on it, but that's the rumor next month.
Well, it's on my birthday list because my birthday is next month. So I've already told him that's what I want.
So I've got one book sold already by your husband. Yes. And we won't talk about what you're going to get.
Oh, yeah, you don't know. You don't know about that.
I don't know. I just to surprise me.
I just use one of those Men in Black pens.
Yeah. There we go. But I'm currently reading your other book,
Loopholes Dossier.
Okay. Yes.
How's that going?
I am so in love with Sometimes Jones. Seriously.
Oh, cool.
I don't know what it is about him, but it's just every adventure he gets in, I'm like, just let him come out on top. That's all I'm hoping for. Just let him come out on top.
Well, his aim is to come out even.
Yeah.
That's about it. The best he can hope for.
I know, because it's like
that's the best we can all hope for.
Every new adventure, you're just like, what fresh hell has he gotten himself into now, and how's he going to get out of this one?
Yeah, well, good. You kind of got the gist of it.
Yeah, and like cool. I said, I am.
Well, wait until you see the next two. You're on the beginning.
Yes. I'm just finishing up with Sometimes. So
keep on trucking. It gets weirder as you go along.
Sweet.
Well, that's a promise to keep.
Define weird. One is that book is about just stories that I wrote, short stories that I wrote. But the new one is just about me and me in show business. So there's a big difference in I don't know what you call it, but
I would say tone, topic,
subject matter.
Yeah, tone and topic. Yeah. One is real. Actually, that guy is everything that really happened, and the other one is just the story. Well, Sometimes Jones, I've been writing him for 10 years. I mean, no, even longer, probably 30 or 40 years. I started writing him when I was about 20.
Okay.
And then when I started to grow up, well, get older, I guess grow up. I haven't actually reached adulthood yet.
Yeah.
But
Me neither.
When I started to get older, I started to write him as older. So he became a character named Emmett Demas, and then Emmett Demas became even when he became older than that, he became Barnum Justice. So really, it's the same character. Mm-hmm. Sometimes Jones started out at 15, and then now he's in his late 70s now. The character.
Yeah, and he's had some adventures.
Yeah, and they get weirder when he turns into Emmett Demus, which is the next
The
thing
next
that
one,
you're gonna
okay.
read.
Because I'm
Is when he becomes homeless.
okay.
And what's the last one? Oh, and the other one is politics. So
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know the order, but one is the story of a politician, of a president.
Yes.
And
okay.
Yes. Because I
Sweet.
kind of
So-
like paged through and I'm like, why is this redacted? So
oh, well, because that's what was going
Yeah.
on when I wrote the book. The government was going. That was the Comey or that guy, and they were trying to impeach the president at the time. So a lot of the research that was done by the lawyers and stuff was redacted. So I thought, well, I better redact my story too.
Makes sense. Yes.
I mean, if the government
Yes.
is redacting things,
why
so
can't you?
any and all the
I like that. I
all
like
the
that.
the business names in that story, that's the redactions. I
Gotcha.
redacted all the business references, the names, like
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah.
I like that.
And it's weird. A lot of people got like PO'd about that. Well, what's all this redaction? Why don't you tell the truth? No, it's a story, man. It's it's not
Oh
real.
my
It's just
God.
made up. But the people, I don't know.
Oh.
People
It's
are
a
weird.
trope. It's a trick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The storyteller's trick.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I'm
So-
looking forward to it because, like I said, I sometimes Jones just has hit me as the kind of person you just want to like buy him a meal and
Yeah. Calm down. Just
let's sit. Tell me about your
Cool. Yeah,
life.
this-
Yeah. Tell me about your life. Let's just talk for a moment and just
Very good.
So, but
Because-
I'm changing the cover of it now. So that's my only interest in that book now is I got to get
Okay.
a different cover. But the new one is just about all my
Yes.
stuff in show business. That's really been my life for about, I don't know, let me see, about 40 years at least.
I say
Okay.
you've been in the business for a little bit.
Well, I can't do anything else. I get fired if I take another job. I don't do it.
Oh yeah.
If
I
you
think
get
I do it on
real,
purpose.
yeah. If you get a
I
real
screw it
job,
up.
yeah.
If I get a real deal, like I remember the one that stands out to me was when I was a stand-up comedian and starving in Greenwich Village. I had to get a part-time job. We all do.
Yeah.
And so I went into a bank had an opening, for a teller or something like that. I don't know. So I went in, I dressed up. I had I don't know, some good clothes. I don't know where I got them from, but I had some good clothes and I went for the interview and they had me fill out cards. Well, I guess all interviews you have to fill out cards. So in the filling out of the cards for the bank, I kept on making mistakes and I was filling it out in ink. So you can't erase, so I had to cross it out. So I'm going into a bank to interview for a part-time job as a teller. And that card that I handed in had all kinds of crossed out and arrows up. No, this is, and they just looked at the card and I thought, I don't think I should have asked for another card. But I thought that would have been, that's it. That would have blown the whole thing. If they said, why are you asking for another card? I don't think that's a good sign.
Yeah.
So I thought, no, I'll stick it out with one card. So it was all this crossed out. Well, she just looked at it and she said, well, I don't think you're really cut out for this kind of job, she said. And I thought, yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
So I
probably
just
not.
got up and left.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's where I didn't get fired. I just didn't even get hired. So finally I was bussing a bar from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. It was either, I figured, why fill out cards? Just go in and say, yeah, I can sweep. I can sweep
There
up.
you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Just about anybody can.
Yeah, here's a
sweep.
broom. Let me see. Okay,
Let's
cool.
test
You
it.
got it. You got it. This guy's good, man.
Oh, I know. My first job ever was dishwasher.
Yeah, see, like
And
that, you know.
yeah,
But I would drop a plate or something like that. Yeah, I'd break
yeah.
a plate.
I just remember going home and my mom after dinner telling me to wash the dishes, and I just started crying. I just started crying, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "All I've done all day long is wash
Yeah, right.
dishes." And she's like,
Yeah, did they have them?
"Oh."
Did they have one of those plate cleaning machines that they
The big that
sometimes
you
have in
close the
restaurants?
lid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
I
you,
loaded everything, shoved
Load
it in,
everything.
closed it.
yeah, I've
Then
done that. Yeah, I've worked in
yeah,
the kitchen. As a matter of fact, I preferred. They had me doing being a waiter. My buddy, Carl Gottlieb, who wrote Jaws, we were
Yeah.
roommates
mhm.
back in the day when we were both starving. And he was working the grill as a short order cook. He was really cool, man. He didn't screw up one order. I mean, and short order cooks are got to be fast, man.
Yeah.
So they had, I thought, well, we'll hire his buddy. You can be a waiter. So I was a waiter for about, I don't know, 2 days. And I thought, no, put me in the kitchen.
Yeah.
No. So that's when I started washing the dishes and stuff. I didn't even want to be in the public domain. It's too much room for screwing up.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tuck
You-
me in a
there's not-
corner. Yeah.
Yeah, not too much, forgetting the order, getting the order wrong. So, breaking a plate is just one thing. I mean,
You can
Yeah.
sweep that up and move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
and not
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I am so looking forward to your book because first of all, I love reading biographies anyway.
Oh, well,
But-
cool.
But yours is like stories from,
Well, it's different than any
everything.
other.
Yeah.
It's going to be different. First of all, as I say in the title, it's a cautionary tale.
okay.
So there's things you have to watch. It's things that I've done that you should watch out for.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
Do not
basically-
repeat your mistakes.
Learn from me.
basically.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's a cautionary tale, but it's just my life in show business. From the time I was from the time I graduated, from the night I graduated college, till about 5 years ago. I
Okay.
just the high points of show business.
Any
All the-
scandalous details in there? Or
No,
just,
there's no, and I was
juicy.
very careful to just avoid that because that's all books are
Smart.
written about that.
yeah.
I mean, there's nothing new. Oh, you slept with him or you slept with her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Or you cheated on her or you cheated on him. Oh, okay. I mean, that's not interesting to me anymore.
Yeah.
just not-
I
I
mean,
get
mean,
that.
there's
Yeah.
nothing scurrilous in it. It's just fuck ups and stupidity. That's what the book is about.
I would
Because
just
that's
have
what's
like,
going on.
yeah, I would just have a
Yeah.
chapter that was all the following people never slept with me and I never stood a
Yeah.
chance with them anyway.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
know?
Okay. And now read the book.
It's like, I can
Okay.
truthfully say I did not sleep with or do drugs with the following
Well,
people.
no, I can't go that far. It's just not
Well-
in the book.
Okay.
That is
Yeah.
not in the book.
I'm just saying
Gotcha.
my book would just be, here's the list. Now move
yeah,
on.
okay, cool.
Yeah, these people, no scandalous.
That's a great
deeds.
book.
Yeah.
Just all the people who I didn't sleep with.
Yeah, there you
There you
go.
go.
There's a chapter right
That-
there.
that's the title
No,
of the
I'm
book,
talking
yeah.
about 300 pages.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about too. I was like, that's a whole nother book.
I'm talking about a book of
Yeah.
every person I didn't sleep with.
Exactly.
Easy peasy, you
There
know?
you go. There you
Just
go.
get a telephone book and start writing.
There
There
you
you
go.
go. Virginia Dean from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Never slept
exactly.
with her.
Never
know?
slept with her.
Yeah.
There
Never called her.
Yeah. Bertha Michaels.
Exactly.
Never,
There you go. And when you mention them, you could say, well, I think it might be like this. But
Oh,
don't
wait a minute.
quote
There's
me.
a couple of people who I didn't sleep with who I can't talk about because I didn't get their permission.
There you go.
There you go. There you go. Leave some mystery.
There you go.
Leave a little mystery.
There's several
Minds will
people I
turn.
didn't sleep with, but I can't talk about it.
Exactly.
They made me sign an NDA about our whole relationship.
And what is that? NDA?
Non-disclosure. Yeah. Had to sign the NDA about the whole relationship.
Not sleeping
So
with them, yes.
sorry.
But if you want to know about how the workings or the shootings of certain movies and TV shows, how that goes and how it doesn't go. Like how it's supposed to go and how it doesn't go, and what I'm supposed to say and what I don't say, and who I'm supposed to talk to and who I'm not supposed to talk to. Those kind of things.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
That makes it spicy.
Things not
makes my job interesting.
Things not to say to the director on your first day.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
Don't do this.
Exactly.
Learn
and
from
who
Larry's.
to blame.
Yeah.
And who to blame.
More importantly,
not me.
Blame. Exactly.
Joe told me. Yeah, Joe told me to say it, and Joe's over there going, "What?"
And there's because I never wanted to be an actor. See, that's the whole key to the writing of the book. I finally I dropped out about 2011 or 12. I just wanted to make my own. I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to write and make film shorts and do my. So I kind of dropped out, and then I did one or two other things after that. But that was because friends called me. So it's from about 1972. It's about from 1970s, to 2010, say. So 40 years.
Yeah.
40 years.
That's not a bad career.
No, not a bad career at all. But that's not the career I wanted to do. That's not. Now I'm starting on my career. Talking to you people. That's kind of starting the new. This book coming out. I want to be a writer and write my own stuff and do my own thing.
There you go.
So, but I had to go through 40 years of Hollywood and finding out what that was all about, so I could do what I wanted to really do. But I never wanted to be an actor. That was the last thing and I suggest to anybody, if you have to do it, I mean, if your parents are beating you into, you got to be an actor. You must be an actor. If your parents are demanding it, well, okay, do it, get it over with, and then move on.
Yeah.
Is my advice. But I had to go through Hollywood to find what I really wanted to do, which was just do my own thing, period. I was starting to do that as a stand-up comedian, and it's in the book, all that, what I went through. But that was because I was just fresh out of college, and I didn't know what was going on. I mean, I really didn't. I led, up until I got out of college, I led a very, very sheltered life, not because I wanted to, but because it was forced on me by my parents. There were really no input whatsoever, no great books, no. Okay, all right. I can't shut that off. That goes through my internet. Maybe if I can hang up. Hold it. Wait a minute.
It's all good.
We'll just edit that.
Or not. I think that'd be funny.
Work. Okay.
There we go.
By the way, I just shut the phone off. That was a spam risk, so I didn't miss anything. So
Sure
cool.
thing.
Yeah. If I don't recognize the number, it's going.
Oh no, it said
it says spam risk. Yeah,
it said spam risk, but it could be. It's local, so maybe it's not it was around here.
I've gotten that a couple of times when Riley Hospital has tried to call me and it said spam risk, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that was weird.
And then it's a message from Riley Hospital about one of her appointments, and I'm like, that's not spam.
Oh well, maybe it's just listing of numbers that have never called you before.
I don't know.
That could be a spam risk.
I don't know. It's insane these days. But anyway, back to
the book. Back to my life.
Back to your life.
Such as it is. So I mean, I never really, wanted. So Carl, my best friend in college, Carl Gottlieb, who became a really cool writer. He's written a lot of things. So we became roommates. In college, when we graduated, he was in the drama department, and I was in industrial design. Those are my paintings up there.
Yes.
I'm a designer. I'm an industrial designer. I got a degree in industrial design. But when I graduated, I told them I don't want to be one. I just did this because my parents wanted me to get a career. So I chose industrial design because I was a painter and I thought design. That was all. I didn't pay any attention to industrial. I just saw design, industrial design. Okay, art school. I want to go there. But when I got there, it was all mechanics and calculus and weirdness. But I went through 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years. It was a matriculation of 5 years. So I hung in there, and then I thought, okay, that it's over. I mean, my obligation, my filial, I guess, what is it? I don't know. My blood relationship to my parents is over. And I just said, goodbye. I'm going with Carl to Greenwich Village, to the great consternation of my father. Oh, God, man, he just couldn't take it. What do you mean?
I can understand that.
Well, he wanted me to support him for, when he was old. And I didn't want to do that. I mean, so I thought, well, I can support you if I become an artist or an actor.
Yeah.
Either one,
Yeah.
That's where I'm going. So I went with Carl to Greenwich Village, and he got a job as a writer on a newspaper. And I bussed bars for about 6 months to pay the rent. And I started to hang out in coffee houses because I went to work at 2 a.m., 2 to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my nights were free, and I trying to get up at night. So I would hang around the coffee houses in Greenwich Village, and I saw, what do you call it? The 3-minute open mic night, evening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday were open mic nights. So I'd go around to all the coffee houses, just telling jokes and trying to be a stand-up comedian, trying to be a comedian. I was voted funniest in high school 2 years in a row. So
Well, there you go.
figured, hey,
That's some
man,
credentials.
Why not?
that's credential. Yeah,
That's
but
credentials.
my parents didn't. It didn't impress them. Strangely,
Odd.
You're not the first actor that I've heard that, because I just watched an interview with David Duchovny, whose mother still asked him, "So are you going to get a PhD now?"
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, "Mom, I'm like this successful actor," and she's like, "Yeah, but you could still get a PhD."
Yeah.
So there's no pleasing.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
There's no pleasing.
But when I graduated, I
think?
thought that was my ticket to freedom. My degree. So I went with him, and I started to, and I got pretty good. Within 6 months, I was opening for Woody Allen, and opening for Woody, Ian and Sylvia, and the Kingston Trio, and I played the Playboy circuit, and I did all that, and I was very successful at it, except I started to listen to Lenny Bruce and Richie Pryor and George Carlin, and police started to pull me off the stage. And I thought, this isn't cool.
Yeah.
So you're in the middle of all that, because I'm like a big nut over that whole era, and you're right there in the middle. I bet you.
Well, 60s, in the 60s,
Yeah.
60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the cops, and I called my manager, which was Woody's manager, and I called him and I said, hey, man, this is not fun. They're not pulling Woody off the stage, and Woody is going on the Ed Sullivan show, and cops are pulling me off the stage. That's not fun, man.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
I don't like it. He goes, well, join Second City. They're doing what Pryor is doing and Bruce is doing, but they own the theater, so they can't let the cops in. He also said, and the stage is 3 foot high. So if anybody, because people would come at me with beer bottles upside down in their hand. Get the fuck off the stage, man. Because I was, talking about marijuana and drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so he says, I said, but people are coming at me with beer bottles, man. And he goes, well, join Second City. They own the theater. And also the stage is 3 to 4 feet high. So they would have to climb up, and you have 4 other peoples on the stage to help
safety.
you fight them off.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, and I thought, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, man. So I thought, No, but I joined. I thought, but it's a safe place.
Mhm.
It's stupid, but it's safe. So that's what I did, and then that's how I got into acting. But it was like a very circuitous way. And when I just went to Hollywood to be an actor because all my friends went there to make a lot of money and become stars. And I didn't want to become a star. I just wanted to become rich. And I wasn't making that much money as a stand-up comedian, although I was successful, you know.
Yeah.
But the money in Hollywood to be an actor was amazing. So
Oh, yeah, it's a different gig. Oh, yeah.
I think yeah, but it's totally different. And I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
So I went there because of the money. And when I found out what I had to do to get the money, you know, with the auditions and the costumes and the driving to, you know, and the overnights and the flying. Oh man, it's just, so I stuck it out as long as I could. But with the cash that I was making a lot of money. But so with the cash, I was starting to make my own films. So that's what got me out.
Yeah.
So I was making my own little comedy, you know, film shorts with the money I was making.
Yeah.
With in movies. But I really, can I say I hated it? Oh, I didn't hate it. I mean, I was there. I was making a lot of money. It was just enough money to keep me from, you know, quitting.
Yeah.
Until about 2011, when I thought, okay, that's it. I can't take any more.
Chapter closed and moving on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was that part of my life is over.
Yeah. Time
I
for
mean,
the
I
new.
was in Hollywood. I was an actor. I got a lot of fans all over the world. You know, Seinfeld, Friends,
Mhm.
Breaking Bad. Okay, and that's what the book is. I guess if you knew what I'm telling you now about, I never wanted to be an actor and why I left.
Uh-huh.
So if you start to read the book, in between the lines, you'll start to see why I left. But if you
Okay.
don't know that, you just see, boy, this guy's going through heck here, you know, just with all the bullshit he's putting up with,
Yeah.
or the bullshit he's causing, which is because
Yeah.
because the other thing about living a protected life growing up, you know, with no input at all, no politics, no religion, I mean, the religion I was forced into the high end,
Gotcha.
you know, the radical. My parents were radical,
Yeah.
religious. And what the hell? I mean, it doesn't apply anymore. It was fine, you know, when Christ was alive, or, you know, when the Jews were, you know, whatever they were doing.
Yeah.
It was fine. You know, you have to have some sort of bearing on, you know, don't eat this, don't do that. Okay, I can dig it. There's no doctors around that I can depend on.
Yeah.
So once you got through the dark ages, I don't think religion really had much to do with anything except, I don't know, weirdness.
Well, it's ripe for weirdness.
Yeah. I mean, they don't know how to. I mean, see, here's the thing about religion. Yeah, let's get into religion just for a
Sure,
second.
why not?
Nothing.
Why not? Let me get my beverage.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Yeah. But the way I see it is, the big downer about religion is they have the right idea. They do, you know,
Mhm.
be nice, don't fight, you know, tell the truth. I mean, that's all good stuff, man.
Yeah, that part.
But they have no idea of how to teach it or tell anybody about it. I mean, they're draconian, man. I mean, you know, be nice, be cool, or I'm going to torture you.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Pardon me,
Yeah.
WTF. WTF.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can curse all you want.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, okay, fine.
We're cool.
Oh, thank you. But
Yeah,
no,
thank
and
you
then
very much.
cops are going to pull me off. I know they're going to come right over there.
You
No?
can talk about the bullshit all you want.
Okay, all right.
We
Okay,
know.
back off, guys. Back
Yeah,
off.
good.
They
Yeah.
said it's okay.
Yeah. Put the cops down. It's all good.
It's So I mean that's their big flaw. They don't know how to pass on knowledge. I mean, they discovered something. Hey, let's tell everybody, not to fight and be cool and tell the truth, be nice and love everybody. That's great, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
But you don't know how to pass that knowledge on.
Not at all.
You know,
they gotta beat the nonviolence into you.
Yeah, what is this? A fire and brimstone? What, are you kidding?
Yeah. Well, and then there's also you have 10 different people reading the exact same thing. They're still going to come up with 10 different interpretations of it.
It's just,
and then, I was watching, because I love to watch, I watch weird stuff. Not maybe to other people, but to me, it's weird. To other people, it's just normal. It's called television.
Yeah.
And I think it's the weirdest thing ever invented, television. Now, I mean, I had to grow into that kind of thing. But I was last night, I was watching Talking to the Pastors. Is a show.
My.
Interesting.
And what we have is 5 pastors, 5 guys who give the speeches on Sunday.
Yeah.
Pastors. So there's 5 on a table, dais. And there's an MC. He has a microphone and he has cards. And what you do is you call in, the people who watch, you call in and you ask the pastors a religious question related to the Bible. And they all have Bibles in front of them.
Sure.
Okay.
And what you want to do is what you call in and say, well, it says in Deuteronomy, blah, blah, blah. And then they all turn to Deuteronomy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And they go, my question is, what does it mean when it says blah, blah, blah? So they go to the first one. And so the first one looks and he says, oh, well, that means blah. And then they go to the second one, and that means blah, and the third blah. And they get like between 3 and 5 opinions. And then they go to the next question.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, this is fascinating because you get like an overview right away of 5 different parishes, 5 different parts of the country, 5 different, some are skinny, some are fat, some are black, some are white, some are rich, some are poor. So you get a cross section of religion in the United States. And the stories they come up with are some are like right on because their interpretation is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And some are just weird, but it's the interpretation of the same writing, the same quotation in the Bible, and how many different. And then the question that the people ask are so obscure or so silly. What do you mean you don't understand this?
Yeah.
God said. You got that part? I mean, you understand that part?
We know who.
God saith. Saith means said.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's. But they don't know how to pass on now. That's my big thing.
I get that. Yeah.
Is they don't know how to pass on knowledge because the torch, and that's the thing with Hollywood. It's so structured that it's like a religion or a business, or like one of these very big, huge, high structure. Well, like banks or like Exxon. Or like Target or Amazon. I mean, if you work for Amazon, you might as well be a lay priest or whatever, because you have to follow, how we do this.
Yes.
Exactly.
We have, and here's our manifesto, and here's our rules. You don't go down this aisle, and you got to put the packages over here.
Yeah.
And you got to do it in 30 seconds.
And you can't pee. Yeah.
And you can't pee.
Yeah.
You can't pee. Or you have to pee now.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So
of course
I don't now. No, I don't.
I've reached the age now where it's like just thinking. Like right now, just thinking about peeing, I'm like, yep, I gotta pee now.
Well, see, there you go. Yeah, right. But religion isn't built that way. I mean, you see. Okay, so
it's like this way you do it this way, and you do it this way, you do it this way now. Yeah, I get that.
I mean that's so the religion thing. That's how I got onto the religion. I was watching that show, and I'm thinking, wow, this is amazing. And sometimes there's one guy, and he's just a shyster. He's a scam artist. I mean, he's in it for the money.
Yeah,
and that's one of the big, one of the, I don't know the guy's name, but somebody who I revere as, somebody who's smart and intelligent and funny. one of those people.
Yeah.
And he said the reason that he didn't like religion was because it's just a very beautiful, perfect way of getting money from people.
Yeah.
Pretty
And that was
much.
what we said about religion. But I
Yeah.
thought, wow, that's so, just like a nice steely little, yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, and they don't know how to pass on knowledge, which is another, but those two things. Okay. So there's this one guy, he's like a preacher or pastor or lay preacher, but he's only himself. He doesn't have a parish or he doesn't have a
Oh,
minion or one of those kind of things.
Mhm.
He just travels and
Okay.
he's a guest speaker, but he's big time. I don't know his name, but I see him a lot. And I always listen to him. Because he has a weird, almost anti-intellect, not anti-intellectual, anti-religious preaching
really?
style.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, the style.
So
Yeah.
you go, wow, this guy is really cool. He doesn't have the bullshit. He's just telling you the skinny. He's just telling you the basics,
Yeah.
love one another, be
Mhm.
cool, all that. But he's in it only for the money, because woven into this truth is, but you got to send me money or none of this applies.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a little
Yeah.
booklet, a little thin booklet. I don't know. It's really thin. It's about that thin.
Yeah.
But so we send you this, and then you send me $100.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, but I'm amazed at how intelligently he scams people out of their money.
Oh yeah.
And so it's almost hypnotic, and I think that's his scam. He hypnotizes you by layering in
Yeah.
little
Interesting.
bombs
Yeah,
of
yeah.
truth that are really had nothing to do with religion. It's just, well, I think what he does is he goes to the library and reads a lot of self-help books.
There
And
you go.
that's what
Yes.
he uses
Yeah.
in his religion. But he frames it within religion. He doesn't go outside of the bounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't
Yeah.
sound like self-help. But I read a lot of, well, I did at one time read a lot of self-help books. So I know the buzzwords. I know the
Yes.
buzz sentences. And he
Yeah.
has them. He scatters them, and he's really good at it. So I watch him because I'm fascinated with his expertise at scamming people.
Yeah.
He's really good at it.
Some of them are really good.
Well,
Yeah, they really are.
Really good.
Yeah.
at it.
I mean, like, if you look at the best cult leaders throughout
Yeah.
history, they knew exactly
Right
what to
on.
say,
You got it.
exactly
And say
how
it,
to
yeah.
say it, exactly who to target.
Trump.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a good one.
Biggest cult in the world right now.
Exactly.
But
Which
yeah,
I
the
just-
buzzwords, the target audience.
Oh, he's aware of his
Exactly.
target audience. Oh,
How to say
And
it,
money.
when to say it, and
And money. You have to have money, or well, I'm not
Well,
interested.
the
If you're-
appearance
Yes,
of money.
yes.
He always has the appearance of money.
No,
Yeah,
not
the
him.
money itself.
Yeah, no, he
His-
has people send him money, then he spends
Well,
it
that's what I mean.
to look like he's got money.
Exactly. Yeah.
But now what he does is, and there's a lot of them who do this, they get the money to pay the lawyers to keep them out of jail so they can keep on getting
Yeah.
money to
Yeah,
pay lawyers
exactly.
to keep them out of jail.
It's I know. I'm just like, just can we just send everybody to jail? It needs to go to jail and start fresh.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. It's
You
just,
know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
but-
look at like what's going on with George Santos. He knew
Yeah, exactly.
what to say to who.
Boom.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody was like a
All
genius
the
at that.
lies are coming out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, according
Well,
to him, he started a business when he was 13.
Well, no. I mean, no. When I was
No.
13, I did have my scam, and I knew, because here's the thing about great scam artists, like all of them, we're talking the good ones, that
yeah.
get money and work is within their scam. They already have built in, before they even start, that they're out.
Yeah.
In other words, if they see that you're coming too close, that, whoa, these people are serious, or this person or this lawyer or this law or this judge is too close, they have an out. And my out was, so I spot it right away. When I was 13, or 12, or at the point where you go into like a 5 and 10, a dime store or something like that. Well, something where we're kids, and I would steal a toy, a little toy, or I'd steal some gum or something. I was really young, and that was a thing.
Yeah.
Like 11 or 12. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's my out. What I would do is I'd get an empty bag. Just a regular, something that the other shopper, when you buy something, you want a bag,
Yeah.
Back in the day, and you put it in the bag. Okay. Well, I get one of those bags, empty, and I blow it up. Blow it up, and then I just wrap it like this, so it looked like I had something in it.
Okay.
So that gave me license to be in the store as a 13-year-old or 12-year-old.
Because he's got.
I belong here. I bought something. These are your bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would just wander around. So then when I would steal something, like I would put it in the bag. So now I bought this. Now I didn't have a receipt because I was only 12 and I didn't know about receipts.
Yeah.
So, but luckily that never came up. So I discovered it a different way. I mean that.
Yeah.
I was a scammer. I was walking around and I was about to steal something. What I didn't know was the bag didn't fool anybody. Or the guy, when you get busted, they call over somebody in a suit.
Yeah.
That guy, and he represents something. So I didn't know I was being followed by that guy, one of those guys, and he was waiting for me to steal something. He didn't know I was going to steal something, but he said, this kid is just,
there's something about him.
There's something about him.
There's something about him. Yeah.
And I kept like wandering, and then I would look around and I would see that no people are watching, and I would walk away. So I was giving it tells, they can read. So finally I didn't steal anything yet, and he just wanted to get me out of there because I was wasting his time following. So he says, you come here, and I went, yeah. No, I knew I had the bag, I was cool, so I wasn't afraid or anything. I said, yeah, what? He said, open the bag. And I go, oh, okay. Well, no, I had nothing in it.
Yeah.
I was not guilty.
Yeah,
so I opened the bag, and there was nothing in it. And he says, okay, give me the bag. And he said, now get the fuck out of here.
Like, you're not fooling me, kid. I know what you're up to.
Yeah. So but my point being but I had my out. In other words, if I got caught, I had an empty bag. And if I did get caught, I bought this. Now, I didn't know about receipts. So, where's the receipt? But that never came up. But it was an empty bag. Well, what do you do with a blown up empty bag? Come on. So I see these guys with their out, and they all do have it in some way.
Some form. Yeah.
Now, the only guy who I haven't caught yet, but I think I finally figured it out, is Joel Osteen. Yeah, you know that guy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now here's his
televangelist. Yeah.
Now he's a televangelist.
Yeah.
So, but what he is, he's a self-help guy. That's all he is.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing. What he does and says has nothing to do with religion. I've listened to his, his thing. And a huge church and everything. No, what he does is he tells you how, self-help stuff, good or bad, but they have nothing to do with religion. But he couches it in saith and thee and those and biblical terms. So his trick, he's getting money. He's got this huge church.
Yeah.
The millions of dollars, and he lives very well.
Yes, he does.
But so you can't really nail him. It's like my agent said, go to the second city. The cops can't touch you in there. They're doing what they're busting Lenny for, but they own the church. The
Yep.
cops can't come in.
Yeah.
So he's getting a lot of money and he's couching it in self-help. I listened to, maybe like a half hour of his speeches, of his preaching.
Mm-hmm.
And it has nothing to do with religion, but it has to do with self-help. And that's fine. But he's, instead of buying a self-help book, going to a bookstore and buying a self-help book for, I don't know, $20, $25 for a self-help book, hardcover, signed by the author.
Mm-hmm.
You spend like $200, $300, $400, $500 a year sitting in his church listening.
Yeah.
To what was in a $20 self-help book.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's got a kind of a perfect scam.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really nail him. He's telling you the truth, but it has nothing to do with religion. And then every once in a while, says, God says, get plenty of sleep. Okay.
God said
Right,
to eat
right
healthy.
on.
Yeah. God said
God said eat healthy.
Go for a jog. Yeah.
Yeah, and you go, wow, man,
I don't think God
$500.
cares,
That's worth it.
Oh, yeah.
But he's smart. He's
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
But so you take that guy with the other guy I was talking about, who's a scam artist, and he mixes in these little. See, he can get busted. I could bust him if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, but Joel, no, I can't. I don't. He's smooth.
Yeah, he's smooth and vague enough. He really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have it like down pat at that level. It's like, this is
So
what we can do. This is what we can say. This is how we are going to get away with it.
How we can phrase
it. Because if you look at what Christ was saying, I mean, what he was preaching, if you read because, hey man, whatever Christ said, even if he didn't speak, but whatever Christ said, there was no recording machines.
Yeah.
I mean, are you serious? Jesus Christ said this, right?
Uh-huh.
Supposedly,
but then there's like the telephone game. He may have said purple elephant, but then by the time Paul got a hold of it, it was don't sleep with your neighbor's wife, and don't
exactly. So what I try to do, to get it back to my book.
Yes, get back to the book.
What I try to do is, I was trying to point out the stupidity of what I was confronted with, the stupidity of the rules and laws that, hey man, back off. I'm an adult. I don't need. Okay, the stupidity, or pointing out my stupidity and trying to point out stupidity when it didn't exist and it was just in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, man, that's a good rule. That's fine. There's stupid things here, but not this.
Yeah.
So get your focus.
Yeah. This is actually okay. Right here in this bubble is okay. Yeah. Now, outside the bubble.
Like for instance, okay, I'll give you an example. When I was doing Seinfeld, I wanted to be in the presence of Larry David. Wow, when I got that audition, I thought, wow, here's a great guy, funny guy, and he's doing it. So I wanted to be, see how he worked, what his process was.
Sure.
So I get on the show, and what I see, one of the processes of the show which was great, is Larry David doesn't direct, but he stands next to the director, and if he wants to give somebody a note, he'll say, cut, I want to talk to Jerry. I want to talk to Jerry. So the director will say, cut. And then he walks over and he says, Jerry, come here. I want to talk to you. And he pulls you aside, which is really great because he doesn't embarrass you in front of all your other actors. He'll say, hey, well, you do this, don't do that. So he pulls you aside. And I saw, because I was there for the whole week, that during rehearsals, he would do that to only his regulars. Larry David would only talk to, Jerry or Costanza or the girl or Kramer.
Mm-hmm.
And they would say something. And then when they went back into the scene and they did it over again, they would always be funnier. So I was, standing there watching, and this is what I wanted to see, but I was wondering, now, what the hell is he telling them? Because it would always work. He'd say, hey, blah, 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 blah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And they would get in, and there would be a slight adjustment. Sometimes I couldn't really tell exactly, but sometimes I saw, oh, there's the adjustment right there.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
And it would be funny. And I said, wow, man. But he never missed. Now, he didn't
Yeah.
do it a lot. He didn't do it a lot. But when he did it, and I thought, wow, well, why? I want some of that funny dust. I want
Yeah.
some of that.
Yeah.
He never called me. And then one day he says, blah, blah, I want to talk to Larry. So his cut. He says, Larry, I want to talk to him. I go, oh boy, I made the cut. He's going to, oh man, he's going to tell me some secret thing. So he calls me over. And I was playing, the fake Kramer.
Kramer, yeah.
And so I think what he was talking to me about. Oh, when I was talking to Costanza, and I'm saying, so I don't want to hear anything from about stealing the raisins or any fried fruit or I don't know. But I was saying to Costanza, don't talk to me like that or whatever. Boom, boom. But I had in mind Buster Keaton. That was my key to that character. I thought he's passive aggressive, and so he doesn't show any emotion, or he just explodes. So I thought if I'm hollering at him, I was doing it blank, stone face, Buster Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he called me over. But what he said was, what Larry David said to me secretly aside was, he says, I know what you're trying to do. And I go, well, first of all, I thought, what the hell is this? And then the second thing I thought was, the key word in that sentence is trying. And that insulted me. What do you mean trying? I'm a professional actor. Tell me how to be funnier, but don't tell me what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. So he says, trying. But how he said that's what was going through my mind. I was really getting angry, but he said, I know what you're trying to do. So my answer to him was in the same language, and he said it confrontationally.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're trying. So I said it back to him confrontationally. I said, oh, really? What are you trying to do? Because I'm fearless as an actor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would never talk to him privately like that. But on the set, I was standing up for my rights as an actor. I have a union behind me, all that shit. I really, what am I trying to do? And he said, you're trying to do nothing, which was exactly what I was trying to do, which surprised the hell out of me because he was that sharp that he got my intent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So wow. So I was, I was taken aback. I go, oh, wow. Yeah, that's me too. And I said, yeah. And then he said, well, you're doing something. And he walked away. And I thought, that's the greatest piece of directing ever. I mean, succinct. Okay. It wasn't, he didn't tell me what to do. He just told me what he observed I was trying to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm not doing what I'm trying to do. Not what he told me to do, not what he wants me to do, but what I'm trying to do, which is, in any book you read about directing, the first rule of directing. Help the actor get to where he wants to go. Because John Huston told me, look, the first thing that a director is to cast the right actor. Because you cast the right actor because you saw all his work before he's working for you. Yes. And you say, yeah, that's the right guy for this part. Because once you do that, he said, that's 80% of the job. Why would you cast the right actor and then fuck with what his choices are? You picked him because he made all the right choices in all those movies. Leave him alone. Or try to help him get to where he wants to go. Telling your story. He got to tell your story.
Exactly.
So that's exactly what Larry David did in such a secret, offhand way.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
that's very smart.
You're doing something. Smart. You're trying to do nothing. You're doing something. Goodbye. Deal with it.
Next.
Yeah. And I did. I thought, oh man, take it down a notch. I just, okay. But so that's the kinds of things I deal with in the book. Either my ineptitude, my stupidity, their their weirdness, or what's going on is totally weird. And I'm sorry, and I told a lot of stories about me on being 3 months on Escape from Alcatraz, because between Clint Eastwood and Don Siegel, the director, both of them are icons in this business. I mean, they've been around. Don Siegel has probably directed most of the stars ever in movies, from the 50s all the way through. And Clint Eastwood has been around, man. He knows, and he doesn't fucking takes. That's a weirdness. That's either good or bad.
Yeah.
Who knew? Clint Eastwood does not like to do another take. And if you have to do another take, or if you want to do another take, like if you're a director, we got to do another. He wants to know why, and you better give him a good reason, or he's not going to do it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But Don Siegel would always give him a good reason, or he wouldn't bring it up. And he would always come up to him after every take in 3 months, and I watched most everything they ever did. I would just show up every day, stand by the camera, and watch what was going on. And they would say, "You cut, walk over to Clint Eastwood, no matter who else was in the scene. Walk over to Clint Eastwood. How is that for you? That's fine. Moving on. Or, how is that for you? That's fine. Well, Clint, I'd like to do another take. Why? Well, because the camera jiggled. Okay, let's do another take. Boom." But that was it. And finally, I got fed up with it, one day. This is in the book. So I won't tell you how it ended. But I got fed up with, because I just stay all the time. All my scenes were with Clint Eastwood in that movie, Escape from Alcatraz. So I witnessed every time he would come up, how's that for you? That's fine. Moving on. How's that for you, Clint? That was fine. Well, I'd like to do one more take. Why are we doing it? Well, the camera jiggled. Okay, let's do another one. So finally I broke down, I mean, after 2 months of just standing, they wouldn't pay neither one pay any attention to me at all. It's like I never existed. How is that for you? Walk away. Not like, how's that for you, Larry? Nothing, nada, not even a turn. Nothing. So I got like PO'd, So one time he comes up to me and he comes up to Clint. How is that for you, Clint? And Clint said, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no. Comes up to Clint. He said, how's that for you? And Clint said, that's fine. So before he said moving on, I stepped up and I said, I'd like to do another one. I think I can do it better. And just stated my case. And Clint just turned to me and said, well, I can't. And he walked away.
Oh.
I thought, everybody broke down laughing.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm standing there alone on the set, and the crew is laughing. The director walked away, and so did Clint. And I'm just left there, and they're laughing their asses off.
Oh, wow.
I do it better. Well, I can't. Boom, anyone. So it's things like that. But it took me 3 weeks of staying up at night because I was in the barrel. See, when the crew sees that this actor can be dissed by our leader, Clint.
Yes.
They all worked for him. It was his crew. They started to do it. And that you can't take that.
Yeah.
Everything was a put on. Everything was a put on. Hey, and it was getting to me. It really was. And they would just laugh.
Yeah, it would.
And so finally, I got out of the barrel. You have to read the book to find out what it is.
We can't hit
So
everything right now.
Yeah,
it's on my list.
But yeah,
it's
but see,
birthday,
but the thing I'm saying is that's why I wrote the book, because it's funny about me and it's funny for me.
Yes.
That because I did get him back,
Oh,
But we have to read the book to
yes.
find out how.
but you have to, yes, because it was such a clever, because I could have, I mean, because I've tried it before and I've gotten fired, and I have no compunction of being fired. I generally sense that I'm being fired. I can feel that where I'm going, this only leads to me getting fired.
Yeah,
So what I do, I have a trick for that. Because I like to stand up for my character. I don't stand up for me, but if I think my character would not do this, I mean, that there's just nobody's going to believe it. That's what I stand up.
Yeah.
They're not going to believe this. I'll stand up for my character. And I know that by doing so, I leave myself open for some sort of punishment. He's not going to like this, or I can get fired. So what I do, my backup, in other words, my out. Real scammers always have their out. Now you can catch their. I say I fire myself first. See, if I say, no, I'm not going to do this. My character wouldn't do this. I know in my head, I'm going to get fired if I say this. So I'm going to fire me. Okay, Larry, you're fired. It's basically self-hypnosis. It's just to get it's just to keep yourself relaxed. That's what it does. It just relaxes me. Larry, you're fired. This is one job. There are other jobs. People get fired all the time. Now let them have it. Okay, blah, 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 blah. And then they either go, oh, okay, all right, back. Or they say, well, do it anyway, or you're fired. And I've done that all through my career, and I've only been fired once.
That's actually pretty good.
And generally, yeah. Now, it's not that I got my way. That they just let me vent, and then they say, well, do it anyway.
Oh.
And then I have no out. Now,
Oh, hang on, you've frozen.
Hold on, you're frozen.
So I'll do it their way, but at least I stated my case.
Yeah.
That's it. I've tried to tell them nobody's going to believe this, but if you want me to do this, I hired because I feel that don't take the job if you're going to go against. I mean,
yeah.
In Hollywood or with anybody, I mean, you can't just swing a dead cat and not expect it to hit people.
True.
I don't do that, Harry. No, so you got to live with you. What do you call? What is it called? You gotta own it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You gotta own it. Now, there's everything I did in my book where I spoke out of turn. I knew what I was doing. I knew that this is going to cost me, but I got to say it. I mean, I never just did it because I want to throw my weight around. I had a good reason.
Yeah.
But, so either I got back at Clint, because I didn't want to quit. I loved the job. I mean, no, I was there because I wanted to be there. And I finally got fed up with the put-ons. So I had a right to fight back.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, I mean, every day with the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to buy the book to find out what he did. So,
but you have to buy the book. But it's funny. Well, yeah, but that's just it's 300 pages. That's like what, a paragraph.
A paragraph, but
I
still.
mean, it's. I wanted to. There's a lot of things about show business that fans and aficionados of Hollywood and movies that they don't know what's going on, and I just want to say, hey, this is what's going on also.
Yes. Yeah.
The perfection, because there are geniuses behind the walls in Hollywood. If you can get into the castle, there are geniuses in there.
Oh yeah,
but they're very few. They're well guarded. They're well paid. They're well hidden. And to get there, you have to go through a lot of bullshit. To be on their team. Like I know Larry David is a genius. I believe that. Here's the thing. There's no artist who is as hip as their work. Just because Larry David is
Yeah,
Another-
separating the
So I don't believe the phrase "you are a genius" has any meaning. Are a genius? No, you have a genius.
Yes.
I get
Yes.
Larry
you-
David has genius for
Mhm.
comedy.
Yes.
He's not a genius.
Yes. He can create this
Bob
wonderful
Dylan-
thing. Yeah.
Bob Dylan is a genius songwriter. He has the genius of songwriting. He is
Yes.
not a genius.
Yes.
And that's the mistake that everybody has. Musk is a mathematical space genius. He is not a genius. He has the genius of. So,
Yeah.
and then that's what people get mixed up. They revere anything that Larry David says. No. Having to do with comedy, don't doubt him for a second.
Mhm.
Guy knows what he's talking about. You know, if you disagree with him about comedy, you better think twice. I mean, yeah, he
Yes.
could be wrong, but I mean, come on.
His
But
averages. His
I
averages
find
are
that
pretty
all the
good.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like a 4.0 batting average.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. His averages are pretty
that's
good.
pretty good.
So he's
Oh,
a
yeah,
safe.
yeah.
He's a safe bet if he's telling you something. It's like I want to listen to this.
Yeah, it's better than Babe Ruth. Goodbye.
There we
So,
go.
All right,
yeah,
but thank you.
so
It was
much.
great.
Yes,
And
thank you
we'll
so much
definitely
for
have
that.
you back when you're not freezing.
Yes.
So
Okay, when the book
Okay.
comes out after that. Bye.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Oh, take it easy.
Somehow we got some interview with Larry Hankin. I don't know what's going on with our internet, but check out his new book, That Guy, which should be on Amazon next month. He has,
March.
in March.
Yes.
He also has another book called the Loophole Dossier, I believe is the correct title. If you do Larry Hankin book, it'll pop up. That's another book that he's written that
She's enjoying it,
I
yes.
am enjoying it. So check that out. And hopefully we'll have him back after the book launches to see
Oh, we're gonna have
how it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah, once I've had a
Oh.
chance to read it, and I can be like, oh, I want to talk to you about this, and this, because that will happen. But we are going to be doing some more reviews. We have another interview tomorrow,
Yes.
so with another author. So it's just like author weekend for us. So come back and check us out.
Later on.